Chapter 1: The Mind That Betrays Itself. There is an old saying whispered among the shadow monks of northern Japan. A warrior does not fear the enemy in front of him, only the one inside his mind. Takeshi learned this truth the hard way. It was the night before the winter selection trials, an event that decided who would be accepted into the elite mountain order. Takeshi had trained his body relentlessly. His sword was sharp, his stance perfect, his strikes precise. But as he stood alone beneath the lantern's fading glow, something else sharpened in the darkness. His thoughts. They came without mercy. The spirals, the doubts, the silent storms. What if I fail? What if they see I'm not ready? What if my mind collapses again? Like last time. Takeshi pressed his palms against the wooden table, trying to steady his breath, but the noise inside him only grew louder. That's when he heard a voice from the doorway. "Your sword is sharp, Takeshi, but your mind is dull." An old monk stepped forward, robes faded like winter fog. His eyes carried a stillness Takeshi had never seen. Not emptiness, not coldness, but control. Complete and unwavering. "Who are you?" Takeshi asked. The monk ignored the question. He lifted a single finger and pointed to Takeshi's forehead. "This," he said, "is where the real battles are lost." Takeshi felt his throat tighten. "I try to control my mind," the monk cut him off. "Control?" He shook his head. "You have never controlled anything. You simply react. One thought appears, your heart moves. Another arises, your breath weakens. The mind commands you, and you obey." He stepped closer until Takeshi could feel the gravity of his presence. "There exists a forgotten discipline," the monk whispered. "A method used only by those willing to confront the chaos inside themselves. A technique so rare that even samurai feared it." Takeshi leaned in. "What technique?" The monk smiled, not kindly, but knowingly. "Kuroshin," he said. "The black mind. It is not for the ambitious, not for the curious, only for those whose thoughts stand in their way and who are ready to break them." Takeshi felt something shift within him, not resolve, not courage, but clarity. A quiet understanding. His true enemy had never been another warrior. It had always been the voice inside him. He lowered his head. "Teach me." The monk turned away. "Then follow. Your first lesson begins in silence, not around you, but inside you." Takeshi stepped into the darkness after him, unaware that he was walking toward the most dangerous training of his life, the mastery of his own mind. Chapter 2: The Chamber of Echoes. They walked in silence. The monk led Takeshi deep beneath the mountain temple, through corridors lit only by thin cracks of moonlight. The air cooled with every step until the world felt narrowed to the sound of their feet and the faint rustle of robes. They stopped before a wooden door scarred with age. "No candles," the monk said. "No sound, no distraction. This is the first gate of Corroshin." He slid the door aside. Inside, complete darkness. No mats, no lantern, just an empty room of stone and wood. Takeshi frowned. "Meditation? I've done this before." The monk turned, eyes sharp. "You have sat before. You have endured discomfort. You have tried to empty the mind like a child trying to empty a river with his hands." He gestured toward the darkness. "In here, you will not try to empty anything. Your task is the opposite." A pause. "You will listen." "Listen to what?" Takeshi asked. The monk touched his chest. "To the echoes." Takeshi stepped inside. The door slid shut behind him, and the world vanished. At first, there was just his breath, slow, uneven, the faint beating of his heart. Then, the thoughts began to surface. "This is pointless. What if I'm wasting time? What if the trials begin and I'm not ready? He shifted. The floor creaked. His mind seized on every sound. A sudden itch on his neck became unbearable. The darkness felt thicker, heavy, pressing in. Minutes stretched. Or was it hours? The more he tried to silence his mind, the louder it became. Memories flashed, old embarrassments, fears, faces, words that had cut him, all of it circling, louder, faster, as if the darkness had amplified every hidden voice. At the peak of his frustration, he silently yelled at himself, "Stop thinking!" The storm only intensified. Then, from somewhere in the chaos, a quieter question appeared. What if I don't try to stop it? He loosened his jaw, let his shoulders drop, allowed the thoughts to swirl without pushing them away. He noticed something. Every thought arrived, stayed for a moment, and then faded. None of them remained. They only persisted when he chased them, argued with them, tried to force them away. The room was still pitch dark, but something subtle shifted. The noise was still there, regret, fear, worry. But now he was watching it, not drowning in it. Ah, he whispered to himself, so this is the echo. The realization landed like a blade placed gently in his hand. The thoughts weren't him. They were patterns, reflexes, echoes of old battles. The door slid open, light cut across the floor. The monk stood there, studying Takeshi's eyes. "What did you hear?" he asked. Takeshi took a breath. "I heard everything," he said, "but for the first time, I knew it wasn't all true." The monk nodded. "Corroshin does not begin with silence," he said. "It begins with separation. You must see the mind's noise as noise before you can command it." Chapter 3, Kokoro Kiri, the first cut. The next morning, the monk took Takeshi to the cliffside. Below them, the valley stretched out in muted winter colors. Wind pushed against their robes, tugging at the edges like impatient fingers. "Your problem," the monk said, "is not that you have thoughts. It is that you follow every one of them, like a dog chasing every stick thrown." He pulled a thin strip of cloth from his sleeve. "This is your heart," he said. "Kokoro." He tossed the cloth into the wind. It whipped and twisted, carried wherever the air decided. "This," he continued, "is how most people live. A word, a glance, a memory, a fear." He snapped his fingers, and their entire state changes. They do not control their mind. Their mind controls them. Takeshi watched the cloth disappear into the sky. "How do I change that?" he asked. The monk turned to him. "With the first cut," he said, "Kokoro Kiri, the cutting of reaction." He stepped closer, voice low. "When a thought appears, it brings a feeling. The feeling spreads into the body. The body then commands your action. Kuroshin reverses this chain." He placed a hand on Takeshi's chest, then his forehead. Thought, feeling, body, action. This is the usual order. He lowered his hand to Takeshi's abdomen. "From now on, in moments of stress, you will start here, with the breath." He demonstrated. Inhale slowly through the nose. Pause. Exhale longer than the inhale. Each time your mind surges with fear, anger, doubt, do not argue with it. Do not wrestle with it. Simply perform 3 such breaths. No exceptions. Takeshi frowned. "Just breathing? That's it?" The monk's gaze hardened. "Do you think warriors in battle had time for long philosophy? They had a single weapon they could trust under chaos. This is yours." He leaned in, his presence suddenly sharp. A thought is a spark. Reaction is dry grass. Kokoro Kiri is the act of clearing the field before it burns. He stepped back. "You will not try to feel better with this. You will not chase calm. You will use the breath for one purpose only, to break the chain between thought and reaction. He pointed to the valley below. Look. Villagers moved, carts rolled, smoke rose from chimneys. Every decision down there, he said, is ruled by unseen reactions. One insult, one fear, one assumption, and lives bend around them. He looked at Takeshi. You wish to control your mind? Then begin with this. Never let a thought move your body without passing through your breath first. Takeshi inhaled slowly, paused, exhaled. For the first time, he didn't feel like he was calming down. He felt like he was cutting something. Chapter 4. The Thread of Thought. The monk brought Takeshi to a secluded winter garden behind the temple. Snow lay in soft layers over stones and branches, untouched except for the faint markings of birds. A narrow stream wound its way through the garden, its surface moving so slowly it looked almost frozen. The air was crisp enough to sting the lungs. Sit, the monk said. They settled beside the water, facing the stillness. Today's lesson, the monk continued, is not about silence, it is about precision. He pointed at the stream. A single leaf may ride the entire current, but the watcher sees where it begins and where it ends. He picked up a brittle leaf and released it. The stream carried it gently, rolling it over tiny ripples. That leaf, he said, is a thought. Most people are dragged with it without ever noticing the moment it appears. Takeshi inhaled. So I must stop it. The monk shook his head. No, you will trace it. Do not wrestle it. Do not push it away. Do not follow its story. You simply observe its arrival, its movement, and its fading. He rested his hands on his lap. When the mind presents its next thought, hold it like a thread between your fingers. Takeshi closed his eyes. At first he felt only the cold air on his skin, the slow throb of blood in his hands, the faint ache in his knees. Then, almost shyly, a thought rose from somewhere beneath the surface. You're still not ready for the trials. His stomach tightened, but he remembered Kokoro kiri. Inhale, pause, longer exhale. The thought remained, but now he could see it. A sentence drifting through his mind, not a verdict carved into stone. He examined it. The thought replayed in fragments, then pulled images with it. His last failure in front of the instructors, the sting of shame, the memory of walking away with lowered eyes. But instead of being swallowed, he watched the memory dissolve like a leaf breaking apart in water. Another thought surfaced. You should be improving faster. Irritation followed, but again he breathed and traced it, noticing how it tugged at his jaw, how it tightened his shoulders. He didn't argue with it. He didn't insist it was wrong. He simply observed. Minutes passed, or perhaps much longer. Time softened. Eventually, he opened his eyes. They felt real, Takeshi said, but only when I chased them. When I didn't, they passed. The monk nodded once. Thoughts are actors, he said. Each one steps onto the stage demanding your attention, insisting its performance is the truth. But when you step into the audience instead of the cast, the play loses its power. He gestured to the stream. Kuroshin does not teach you to stop thoughts. It teaches you to see them as events, not identities, a story, not a command. Snow drifted lightly from the branches above, landing on the stream and melting instantly. If you can trace a thought without being dragged by it, the monk said, you have taken your first step toward choosing which thoughts deserve your life, and which ones deserve only your passing attention. Takeshi looked down at the slow-moving water and felt something he had never felt before. Not control, not certainty, but understanding. a quiet space between him and his mind. Chapter 5. Breaking the Loop. The monk led Takeshi into the courtyard at midday. Wooden swords cracked, students shouted, bodies collided in the dust, noise filled every corner. "Perfect," the monk said. "Chaos exposes what silence hides." A novice stumbled into Takeshi before rushing off. A surge of tension hit his chest, heart racing, breath tightening. "There," the monk said, "the loop has begun." "What loop?" The monk drew a circle in the air. Thought, feeling, body, reaction, more thoughts, a cycle that controls a man before he realizes it. Inside Takeshi, the spiral tightened. "You're behind. You'll fail again." "Kuroshin is trained in noise," the monk said, "not quiet. 3 steps: interrupt, replace, anchor." Takeshi nodded. "First, interrupt." Takeshi flicked his thumb against his middle finger. Click. "Good. Second, replace the loop with direction." Takeshi whispered the phrase that came naturally. "One action now." The monk approved. "Simple, forward." "Third," he added, guiding Takeshi's hand to his lower abdomen, "anchor the body. 3 steady breaths. When the body settles, the loop weakens." The courtyard erupted around them. A sword hit the ground. Someone yelled in frustration. The noise pulled at Takeshi's mind. Another surge hit him. "You're not ready. You'll choke." His chest tightened. Click. One action now. Breath. Steady. His posture rose without force. "The loop tried to choose for you," the monk said, "but you made the choice." The chaos around them didn't change, but Takeshi had. "Breaking the loop doesn't end the storm," the monk said. "It stops you from becoming it." Takeshi flicked his fingers once more, not from fear, but understanding. For the first time, he felt the mind loosen its grip and his own will take its place. Chapter 6. The Dark Mirror. That night, the monk led Takeshi to a dim hall lit by a single oil lamp. At its center stood a bronze mirror, its surface hazy and imperfect. "Sit," the monk said. Takeshi faced the faint outline of his own face, tired eyes, tight jaw, doubt flickering beneath the surface. It felt heavier than any physical training. "This is the next gate of Corroshin," the monk said. "Not silence, not breath, honesty." "Honesty about what?" Takeshi asked. "Yourself." The monk stepped behind him. "You have cut reaction and broken loops, but you still fear the image your own mind throws at you." He pointed at the mirror. "Tonight, you face it. 3 steps, simple, but not easy." A finger lifted. "Name it. My mind is offering me this thought." A second finger. "Deflate it. This may not be true." A third. "Redirect. What action would my future self take?" "Do that." Takeshi turned back to the mirror. A whisper rose instantly. "You look unsure." He breathed. "My mind is offering me that thought. It may not be true." He straightened his posture. Another thought surfaced. "You're too late to improve." He repeated the steps, redirecting into awareness. More thoughts came. Shame, failure, old wounds. Yet each softened when named and redirected. The mirror stopped feeling like judgment. It became practice. "You're not creating a new image," the monk said. "You're refusing to obey the harshest one." For the first time, Takeshi didn't see a weakness pretending to be strong. He saw someone learning to choose his own mind. Chapter 7. Kuroshin, the Black Mind. Snow drifted across the temple grounds the morning of the trials. The bells had not yet rung, but every candidate was already awake, standing in rigid lines, breath rising in pale clouds. Takeshi felt the cold settle into his bones, but his mind was steady, alert but not racing. The elders stepped forward. "Today, The head elder announced. You will be tested not in strength alone, but in clarity under pressure. A warrior who loses his mind loses every battle. A narrow beam suspended over a shallow ravine marked the first challenge. Instructors circled below, ready to shout distractions designed to break focus. Takeshi watched several students cross, some confident, some trembling. Two fell. Their minds slipped before their feet did. Then his name was called. As he approached the beam, his mind struck with an old voice. You'll slip. You always slip under pressure. A spike hit his chest. Click. His fingers flicked. Kokoro kiri. Inhale. Pause. Longer exhale. The thought loosened, not gone but no longer steering him. He stepped onto the beam. Instantly, instructors shouted from all sides. Too slow. He's hesitating. Look at his feet. He's unsure. The words tried to grab at something deep in him, but he traced each thought that attempted to rise. They think I'll fall. They're watching. I can't mess up here. Each time, click. One action now, breath anchoring his center. He placed one foot in front of the other, calm not from confidence but from control. The wind pushed gently, trying to tilt him. His body adjusted without panic. His mind drifted toward memory, the embarrassment of freezing during last year's trial. Click, breath, step. He reached the far side. No celebration, no sigh of relief, just awareness. The next challenges escalated, striking precise targets while commands changed abruptly, solving physical sequences under time pressure, navigating obstacles while elders disrupted the environment around them. Takeshi's legs shook, arms burned, and sweat chilled against the winter air. But the loop never controlled him. A thought of doubt appeared. He named it. Fear surged. He cut it. Anger rose. He redirected. Confusion tried to overwhelm. He anchored. He moved through the trials like someone walking through weather, affected but not carried away. When the final test ended, the elders gathered. After a brief discussion, the head elder looked at Takeshi. Many broke today, he said, but you did not hand your mind to the storm. That is rarer than strength. The monk approached afterward, folding his hands behind his back. You have not mastered Kuroshin, he said. No one fully does, but you have crossed the threshold. Takeshi looked out over the training grounds, remembering the version of himself who once drowned in his own thoughts. What is Corroshin truly? He asked. The monk gave a quiet smile, the kind that carried both truth and mercy. Kuroshin, he said, is a name I created, a story to help you understand what a powerful mind can become. There is no secret order, no forbidden art, only the discipline to see yourself clearly. Takeshi blinked, surprised. The monk tapped his chest gently. The black mind is not an ancient technique, he continued. It is a symbol, a way to show you that a mind unafraid of its own noise becomes deep, steady, and unbreakable. He stepped back. The power was never in the word. It was in you learning to direct your own thoughts. Takeshi breathed slowly, feeling the truth settle inside him, steady, deliberate, chosen. He was no longer ruled by the first story his mind offered. At last, he could choose the next one.